If you've got 6 granny squares, come here. Let's make this granny square cat beanie. Honestly, this is, and I always thought cat beanies were weird, but this 6 granny square cat beanie is my vibe. I really love it so much. It's very easy to do. You can use whatever type of granny square that you have made to do this. I have a separate tutorial on how to do this exact stitch or this exact granny square. The video is up on my YouTube channel. You can go ahead and check it out. It comes with a pattern as well. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So you need 6 granny squares, obviously, and I'm just going to show you how you're going to join it now. You can join it in strips like this. That you join it in a way that you have 2 strips of 3 granny squares, and then you can sew it in the middle just like that, or you do it the way I show it in this tutorial, which I think I did the longer version, but yeah. So you can start by joining the squares just like that, and then we're going to cover it on the top just like what I've shown. But let's just get right into it. So we're going to start off by joining 2 of the granny squares together just like that. Make sure that you are joining this part on the wrong side, so make sure that the 2 right sides of the granny square are touching each other. So just grab 2 granny squares and then we're going to join them. Now to join the granny squares, you're just going to insert your crochet hook into the chain 2 spaces and then pull your yarn through, and then you're going to chain 1 to secure. Make sure it's nice and tight. Then you're going to chain 1, and the way we are going to join our granny squares is the similar way. If you've watched my tutorial for the 8 granny square cat beanie, it is similar. So into the chain 2 space, you are going to do a single crochet. Now I know we're working with black yarn, but work with me here. You're going to go into the front loop of the granny square, which is facing you, and then the back loop of the granny square facing away from you, and then you're going to do a single crochet. Front loop of square facing you, back loop of square away from you, and then single crochet. I think it's more clearer in the video that I did, the 8 granny square cat beanie, but that is basically the pattern. I think it was a bit blurry here, like my camera wasn't focused, was focused on something else, but that's it. Go into the front loop only of the square in front of you or the square facing you, and then go into the back loop of the square facing away from you, just like that, until you get to the edge. And at the edge you're just going to go into the chain 2 space, and this gives it like a very smooth finish and a flat finish from the front. Then I'm just going to link up the other square just like that. I'm going into the front loop again. Just remember, we're doing the same front loop, back loop, front loop, back loop, front loop, back loop, front loop, back loop, single crochet, front loop, back loop, single crochet. So that, I don't know why I was out of frame. I really apologize for being out of frame, guys. But yeah, that's it. We have our first 2 squares joined together, groups of 2 squares joined together. So this is what your work should be looking like. So I'm going to let you guys watch this one because I think I'm a bit clearer here. I'm just carrying my yarn as I go, so that is front loop, back loop, front loop, back loop. Honestly, I was just off camera and like, oh, it's terrible. Front loop, back loop, that's it. And I was out of camera again. Sorry, I am really sorry. But that is the pattern to join. You can use a darning needle, by the way. You can sew it to join, you can slip stitch to join. It all depends on you. So I got 2 of the squares joined together, and this is what it's looking like. Now with our 2 squares joined together, I'm just cutting off my excess yarn. With our 2 squares joined together like this, 2 groups of squares, you are going to place them on top of each other. I'm going to flip it in a minute so that both sides are touching each other so that we can join it. I just want to show you how it's going to look like. We're going to join the 2 other granny squares on the top like that. I'm just showing it. So I am going to take my yarn, and then I am just going to start joining. I've just opened it up so that you guys can see. The two loose granny squares are going to be in the middle like that. So I am joining them again. So either you join your granny squares in 3 groups of 2 granny squares each, or 2 groups of 3 granny squares each. I hope that makes sense. Whichever way you join is still going to come out like a proper cat beanie. So this one that I am doing is 3 groups of 2 granny squares each. That's what I'm doing. What I showed you guys, like the demonstration I showed in the beginning, was 2 groups of 3 granny squares each. I hope it's making sense, please. I really hope so. Yeah, so I'm just going to close one of the sides of the other granny square, and then I'm going to meet you back. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel at this point, please do. If you have questions, please ask them down in the comment section. Like this video if you do like it. Tell me what you think. Share this video if you think it's going to help someone. Now we have our 3 groups of 2 granny squares each, and now all that I'm going to do is I'm going to seam all the granny squares so they all join like this. So this is me just attaching my yarn, and then I'm going to use the same method that I've been using to join my granny squares, which is front loop, back loop only. So attach your yarn, and then you're just going to seam it. Let me take it out of, yeah, I'm just joining it like that. That's just what I'm demonstrating. I hope you guys can see it clearly now. So yeah, I'm just going to let you guys watch it. I'm going to stop talking now. Right, so I've just seamed one side together. Now I'm going to seam the other side together as well, so that we have a long line of granny squares. Okay, so right here I'm just ending the row. I am in the last, I'm on the chain 2 spaces at the edge, just like that. Chain 1, and then I'm going to, yeah, I've already cut my yarn. So this is what it should be looking like. Yay! You're supposed to have a 3 by 2 granny square. I should have said that from the beginning. 3 by 2 granny square. So you're going to flip it like this, and then we are only going to seam the 2 sides, and we're going to leave the opening. So I'm just going to grab my yarn, and this time we're going to be seaming on the right side using single crochet. No front nipple back loop, just regular single crochet into every stitch. Personally, I like to seam on the right side because I like the way it looks. You can seam on the back side if you want, but I really like the way it looks like when I do like my single crochet on the front. So yeah, this is what it's looking like. I'm just going to attach my yarn, and then I am going to make sure I match up my stitches, and I go into every single stitch. So I'm just going to seam until, or single crochet until I reach the top. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side as well. So when you reach the top, this is what it should look like. You're just going to finish off with a regular single crochet, chain one, and you're going to cut your yarn. Then you're going to tuck in your yarn, obviously. And this is what it's looking like. I know it looks funny, but honestly, this is the prettiest hat that I've ever made. I don't know. And I wasn't a fan of cat beanies at first, but this is too cute. This is too cute, honestly. So I have done the tutorial of the 2 granny square cat beanie. I have done a tutorial of the 8 granny square cat beanie. This is the 6. Can you tell that I'm liking cat beanies now if I'm doing all these tutorials? I actually like cat beanies. I can't believe this. And I also have a ruffle hat, a granny ruffle hat tutorial, which is up on the channel as well. This was like a whole series because I made a lot of these granny squares, so you can go ahead and check. I'll leave all the links down in the description box as well. So make sure you tuck in all your loose ends, and that's it for the tutorial. These are the measurements of my hat. You can make it to fit you. Tell me what color scheme you're going to use, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.